Hello, how are you students? Akkam jirtu barattoota nagaa keessanii karaa adda ta'een gaaffii addaa baay'ee isin qopheessuu danda'u. Qormaata dareefis ta'e intiraansii keessaniidhaaf qophii keessan gaaffilee amma hojjetamaa jiraniin takkaatti dubbisa keessan xumuruu kan isin dandeessisu. Baay'ee kan isin qopheessu. Baay'ee kan isin qaqqabsiisu. Qabadhee isiniif dhiyaadheera. Viidiyoo kana keessatti boqonnaa tokko qofaa keessaa gaaffii 20 intiraansii wajjin wal fakkaatu isiniif qabadhee dhiyaadheera. Maarree isinis viidiyoon kun namoota hedduu bira akka ga'uudhaaf share, like akka gootanii fi comment gochuu akka hin daganne gamanumaan isin yaadachiisa. Deeggarsa Geology 17 TV'n isiniif qopheessaa jirutti fayyadamaa. Viidiyoon kunis vaayiraalii akka ba'uudhaaf share, like, comment gochuun miseensummaa keessan ana waliin akka jabeeffattan yeroon jedhu. Barattootni haga ammaatti Geology 17 TV'dhaaf maatiin ta'in battaluma viidiyoo kana agartaniin subscribe gochuun maatii mana kanaa taataniin waliin akka qayyabattan yeroo isin affeerru gammachuudhaan. Question number 1. Which volcano type is characterized by gentle slope and fluid basaltic lava flows? Fuula 21 kitaaba barataa irraatii argattu. A. Composite or stratovolcano. B. Shed volcano. C. Dome volcano. D. Cinder cone. Baay'ee gaariidha. Shed volcanoes erupt low viscosity basalt that spreads far and producing gentle slope. So, the correct answer is B. Shed volcano is a type of volcano which is characterized by gentle slope and fluid basaltic lava flows. Why others are not correct? Because composite volcano have a steep profile, not gentle and explosive eruptions. Dome volcano expel thick, viscous lava, forming steep domes, while cinder cones are small and also steep cones built from proclasts. Question number 2. Which volcanic feature forms when a magma chamber impedes and the roof collapses? Fuula 23 irraa argattu. A. Crater. B. Caldera. C. Fumarole. D. Lava plateau. Good. Calderas are large collapse structures after the magma evacuation. So the answer is B. Why A, C, and D are not the answer? Because crater is a smaller summit depression, which is while fumaroles are gas vents. Lava plateaus result from extensive lava fluids, which is not collapse. Excellent. Question number 3. Which rock type dominates much of Ethiopia's plateau surface due to Cenozoic activity? A. Granite plutons. C. Metamorphic schists. B. Basaltic lava flows. D. Evaporates. Extensive fluid basalts covered large areas in Cenozoic volcanism. So, basaltic lava flow is a type of rock that dominates much of Ethiopia's plateau surface due to the Cenozoic activities. Others are not the answer. Why? Granite plutons and metamorphic schists occur in parts, but they are not dominant, while evaporites forms in arid evaporative basins. The Mercalli intensity scale measures A. Energy released, which is magnitude. B. Observed effects and damage on Earth's surface. C. Depth of earthquake focus. D. Frequency of aftershocks. The Mercalli intensity scale measures the observed effects and damage on the Earth's surface. B is the correct answer. Here, Mercalli is qualitative based on damage and human perceptions. Why C, A, D are not the answer is that energy released is a magnitude that is measured by Richter, while depth of earthquake focus as well as frequency of aftershocks are different earthquake parameters. Question number 5. Which scale quantifies the energy released by an earthquake? A. Mercalli, B. Beaufort, C. Richter, D. Fujita. Barattoota, Geology 17 TUB waliin yoo turtan gaaffilee akkas baay'ee babbareedoo fi isin qopheessuu danda'an waan argattaniidhaaf viidiyoon keenya nama hedduu bira akka ga'uudhaaf share, like fi comment gochuu hin dagatinaan affeerraa keenya yeroo maraati. Richter is a magnitude measures seismic energy numerically. So C is the correct answer. Why A, B, and D are not the answer? Mercalli measures effects and Beaufort is wind, while Fujita reads tornadoes. Question number 6. Which plate boundary is most associated with subduction and volcanic arcs? A. Divergent boundary, B. Transform boundary, C. Convergent boundary, D. Passive margin. Gaaffiin kun qabiyyee barnoota keessanii kitaaba fuula 8 irraa jalqabee jiru kan tuqu waan ta'eedhaaf naannoo kana deemtanii dubbisuudhaan akka deebistan asumarraan isiniif dhaama. The plate boundary which is most associated with subduction and volcanic act is the convergence of oceanic crust and continental crust. So C is the correct answer. Why it is answer? The denser oceanic plate subducts, melts, and produces volcanic arcs. Why A, B, and D are not the answer? Because divergent creates ridges, while transform produces lateral earthquakes, and passive margins are tectonically quiet. Question number 7. Seafloor spreading was evidence for which theory? A. Continental drift only. B. Plate tectonics. Geosynclinal theory exclusively. D. Fixed theory. Seafloor spreading explained creation of new crust and plate motion, which means changing core to plate tectonics. So, B is the correct answer. Why A, C, and D are not the answer? Because continental drift lacked mechanism. Geosynclinal and fixed theories are outdated. Question number 8. Which rock type originates from cooling of magma beneath the surface? A. Basalt, B. Rhyolite, C. Granite, D. Scoria. Gosti kattaa dilalla'uu maagmaatiin keessa lafaatti uumamu kamii? Granite is intrusive, which cools slowly underground and forming quartz crystals. So C is the correct answer. Why B, A, and D are not the answer? Because basalt, rhyolite are extrusive magma surfaces which are found on the surface of the earth. Scoria is vesicular pyroclastic materials. Question number 9. Which features best demonstrates the transform fault on land? A. Mid-Atlantic Ridge, B. San Andreas Fault, C. Mariana Trench, D. East African Rift. Gaaffiin kun kitaaba keessan fuula 8, 9 fi 10 irraatii kan jirudha. Kanaaf naannoo kana dubbisuun isinirraa eegamaa jechuudha. San Andreas Fault is a feature that best demonstrating a transform fault on land. B is the correct answer. ይህ ጥያቄ ከተማሪዎች መማሪያ መጽሐፍ ገጽ 8፣ 9 እና 10 ላይ ያለ ነው። ለዚህ እነዚህን አካባቢዎች ማንበብ ይጠበቅባቸዋል። Here, San Andreas is a classic continental transform fault where plates are sliding themselves laterally, while A, C, and D are not the answer. Why? Because Mid-Atlantic is divergent, and Mariana Trench is a convergent trench, and East Africa Rift Valley is again the divergent. Haalli kan qayyabachiisaa jiru kun gaarii natti fakkaata. Yaada qabdaniidhaaf karaa komentii akkana beeksistan abdiidhaan isin eega. Yaa xannaan yaallanበት አካሄድ ምቹ ይመስለኛል። ለማንኛውም ሀሳብ ካላችሁ በኮመንት አሳውቁኝ። Question number 10. Which process links weathering, erosion, and deposition in sequence? A. Denudation system. B. Magmatism. C. Subduction cycle. D. Orogenesis. Okay. Denudation encompasses weathering that leads erosion, transportation of the sediments, and the deposition of sediments. Denudation, weathering, erosion, and the deposition are the sequence. A is the correct answer. Why others, B, C, and D are not the answer? Because magmatism and subduction are internal processes, while orogenesis is the process of mountain building. Question number 11. Loess deposits are primarily produced and transported by A. River suspension, B. Wind, C. Glacial movement exclusively, D. Volcanic lava flows. Loess deposit is a deposition of sediments by the action of wind. Aeolian or wind is the correct answer. Here, loess deposit is a wind-blown silt deposited downward of glaciated or eroded regions. So, B is the correct answer. Why C, D, A are not the answer? Because rivers deposit alluvium, while glaciers create tilts. Lava flows are molten rock. Question number 12. Which volcanic type is most prone to explosive eruptions due to viscous silica-rich magma? A. Shed volcano. B. Composite. C. Fissure event. D. Basaltic lava plateau. High silica increases viscosity. Composite or stratovolcano is the correct answer. Here, silica increases viscosity and gas pressure, which producing explosive eruptions at composites or stratovolcano. So, the correct answer is B. Why the others, A, C, D, are not the answer? Because shade fissure eruptions are more effusive. Lava plateaus form huge basalt fillets. Question number 13. Pyroclastic flows are triggered by A. Gentle effusion of lava only, B. Collapse of eruption column, or dome and highly dangerous fast-moving hot materials, C. Wind erosion of ash deposits, D. Sea level rise. Pyroclastic flows are gravity-driven hot ash and gas which are moving at high speed from the column. B is the correct answer. Why A, C, D are not the answer? Here, gentle lava effusion does not produce what? Pyroclastus. Wind erosion and sea level are unrelated choices. Question number 14. Which factor primarily determines whether a volcano is explosive or effusive? A. Ambient air temperature. B. Magma viscosity and gas content. C. Distance from the equator. D. Lunar phase. If there is high viscosity, explosive volcano. High viscosity and trapped gases causes explosive eruption, while low viscosity produces effusive lava. adda baafadha barattoota. Layyitaachuu maa'uu qallabaachuu. High viscosity leads to high explosive of eruption. Low viscosity results effusive lava. B is the correct answer. Air temperature, latitude, and lunar phases do not control eruption styles. Question number 15. In the rock cycle, which process converts sediments into sedimentary rock? Marsaa kattaalee keessatti sedimentootaan gara dhagaa kusmaansaatti kan jijjiiru kami? በአለት ዑደት ውስጥ ሰዲመንቶችን ወደ ዝቅጠተ አለት የሚለውጠው የቱ ነው? ኤ ሜታሞርፊዝም፣ ቢ ፓርሻል ሜልቲንግ፣ ሲ ሊቲፊኬሽን፣ ዲ ክሪስታላይዜሽን ኦፍ ማግማ። Lithification is the process in which sediments are compacted and forming sedimentary rock. Here, lithification compacts and cements sediments into sedimentary rock. So, B is the correct answer. Why the others are not? Metamorphism alters existing rocks under heat or pressure. Melting, crystallization forms igneous rocks, not compacting the existing sediment. Okay, question number 16. Which feature indicates active rifting on continental crust? A. Mountain chain uplift only. B. Rift Valley with normal faults and volcanic activity. C. Accretionary wedge formation only. D. Passive margin with sediment accumulation only. Rifting forms grabens and produces normal faults as well as volcanism. Example, the way in which East Africa Rift Valley is formed. So, Rift Valley with normal fault and volcanism activity is a feature that indicates active rifting on continental crust. Why the others are not? Accretionary wedges and passive margins describe different tectonic contexts, not about the rifts. Question number 17. Which factor most increases likelihoods of mass wasting on a slope? A. Vegetation cover and well-rooted plants. B. High pore water pressure after intense rainfall. C. Flat ground with no slope. D. Low human activity. In its nature, water reduces cohesion and increases weight, as well as triggering slope failure. So, B. High prone water pressure after intense rainfall is the most increases likelihood of mass wasting on slope. Why the others are not? Vegetation stabilizes slopes. Flat ground is stable. Low human activity reduces, not increases, risk. So, B is the correct answer. Question number 18. Which volcanic product can fertilize soils in nearby regions? A. Lava flows only. B. Volcanic ash and tephra providing minerals for fertile soils over time. C. Proclastic flows making soils infertile for. D. All volcanic products immediately cause desertification. B is the correct answer. Volcanic ash and tephra providing minerals for fertile soil over time is. Why the others? Lava can create soils but is not instantly fertile. Proclastic flows can be destructive but also produce fertile deposits later on. Volcanism does not universally cause desertification. Question number 19. Which is a primary indicator that an earthquake focus is shallow? A. High Mercalli intensity near epicenter and limited depths reported by seismology. B. Low damage even near epicenter. C. No recorded P waves and S waves. D. Tsunamis only. Okay. Shallow quakes release energy close to surface, which are causing stronger local shaking. So, high Mercalli intensity near epicenter and the limited depth reported by seismology is the correct answer. Why the others? Low damage suggests deeper or weaker quake. P wave or S waves are recorded for all. Tsunamis depend on what? On the seafloor displacement, not on earthquake shaking. Question number 20. Which process primarily forms a lava plateau? A. Repeated widespread basaltic fissure eruptions. B. Explosive perennial eruptions producing ash fall only. C. Glacial deposition on plains. D. Aeolian deposition of sand. Okay, flared basalts from fissure eruption build plateaus. The best example is Deccan Traps Plateau. So, A is the correct answer. Why the others are not? Perennial eruptions produce ash, not basalt plateaus. Glaciers and the wind forms different landforms, not basalt plateaus. Question number 21. Which phenomena illustrates isostatic adjustment after erosion or glaciation? A. Subsidence of crust where heavy ice persists. B. Uplift of crust once weight of glacier is removed. C. Continuous sea level rise unrelated to mass removal. D. Permanently fixed crustal heights unaffected by loading or unloading. Here, isostaticity causes mantle flow and uplift when surface load is reduced. As a result, B. Uplift of crust once weight of glacier is removed is the phenomena that illustrates isostatic adjustments after erosion or glaciation. Why the others are not? Subsidence of crust where heavy ice persists is opposite effect while ice is present. And also, continuous sea level rise unrelated to mass removal and permanently fixed crustal heads unaffected by loading or unloading isostatic, ignores isostatic response. These all are from chapter 1. Gaaffileen kun hundumtuu boqonnaa tokko hanga dhuma boqonnaa hanga dhuma peejii isaatti kan jirudha. Okay? Fuula fuulaan irra deebi'a. Gaaffileen 21 kun fuula fuulaan boqonnaa tokko keessaa kan ba'anidha. Kanaaf gaaffilee kana iddoo isaan ba'an deemtanii kitaaba keessan cina qabdanii yeroo dubbistan jala sararachuudhaan yookiin nootii mataa keessanii gaggabaabsitanii qabachuudhaan qormaata Oromiyaan moodelaadhaaf seemisteera tokkoffaatti qopheessuu fi dhumarratti intiraansii keessaniidhaaf sirriitti akka qophooftaniidhaaf isin yaadachiisa. Komentii fi yaada biroo yoo qabaattan karaa komentii akkana beeksistan isin affeera. Adaraa keessan viidiyoon kun namoota baay'ee bira akka ga'uuf sheer, laayik, komenti gochuu hin dagatina. Kan miseensa hin ta'in sabiskiraayib gochuun miseensa ta'aatiin dhufaan qayyabadhaan affeerraa keenya yeroo maraati. Yeroo dhufutti boqonnaa 2 keessaa gaaffii 20 akka kanaa baay'ee babbareedoo fi isin si'eessuu danda'an isiniif qabadhee dhiyaadha. Hagasittuu yeroo gaarii qabaadhaa.
Chaanaalii keessan Geolesson 17 Tube waan daawwattaniif galatooma. Geolesson 17 Tube chaanaalachuun sila gobenyaachuu አመሰግናለሁ. Geolesson 17 Tube chaanaalii milkoomina egeree dhalootaaf dhimmu.